thought we did enough to win the game, except for keep them off the boards. They hurt us from three, Rowan obviously, but you know, we need A games generally if we're going to win on the road from Jamel and Mike, and we got one from Mike, we didn't get one from Jamel. So the other guys pretty much probably did their part, and you know, on that last possession, I thought we got a great look, and didn't come off his hand great, but I thought we got exactly what we were looking for, and just didn't go in.
What went wrong for you guys offensively the last 8 minutes or so?
I thought that we just didn't attack their zone very well, and you know, I've probably made some assumptions about this team from a zone offensive standpoint that are inaccurate, and so I'll take the blame for that. We haven't. We talked about what to do. We practiced what to do. We worked on it, and then we got out there and didn't really do it. So that's frustrating, obviously, from my standpoint. And I thought we took too many contested shots and off-balance shots and drove it in there with no passes and tried to jump into guys and just didn't have any on the court direction, and didn't execute the way we worked on it.
What's your frustration? Sorry, Craig. What's your frustration level like at this point? Because it seems like those long stretches have kind of been a theme this season.
Yeah, you know, I think what happens is when you play in spurts, then you live with results in spurts, and not sure that we buy into what it takes to be really, really good and that kind of thing. And again, I'm frustrated because we should be better. It's my job to make them better, and we have some of the same breakdowns and some of the same miscues and some of the same mental mistakes that we've made all season long. Particularly our defense at the start of the second half. You know, we come out and I don't know, they scored 8 out of 10 or something like that, and amazingly, we kept scoring and had the lead shortly thereafter. But you know, you look down and we shoot over 50% the second half. We shoot 43 from three. I mean, the numbers weren't that bad, but the offensive rebounds that, you know, Yurtsevin, he really hurt us on the boards, and that's the first game that we've had where we've been manhandled like that on the offensive boards, and that's obviously a disappointment as well.
You were talking about some of the mistakes that your team keeps making. Kevin, you know, what's the process been like for you as a coach to kind of try to put a variety of ways to remedy it over the past several weeks or months?
You know, I think that it's difficult because our no, we're not a deep team. You know, we're woefully inexperienced on the bench, and so. Your hands get tied in terms of options, things that you can do, and so it's been frustrating for sure. But you know, I thought Mike gave us great effort. Sheldon was great on the boards. So we had some guys who are out there, you know, really going at it.
With the three of your next 4 games, Kevin, against Carolina, Duke, and Louisville, going into just playing a team that's struggling. How much of a sense of urgency was it for you guys going into this?
I thought that we had an energetic purpose to us. I thought that we all but a guy or two practiced with urgency, and I think we had urgency when the game started. I just think that as the game unfolded, either we have guys that are fatigued or too fatigued to make good decisions, or well, that's not it, because we did the same things wrong in the first half. So anyway, it's just there's some frustration that's mounting, but I think that we felt the urgency. But you can't look at it like, okay, well, the next 3 games are again whatever. You can't look at it like that, because all we can do now is go back and try to get ready for next Tuesday night.
Do you feel like Jamel was pressing tonight, or what do you think was?
No, I just don't think that he was. I don't think he's been that locked in for the last few days.
Did State show you anything that gave you problems, or was it just execution on your part that gave?
The offensive rebounded, that gave us problems. That was a problem. So, last thing I wrote up on the board today, and I don't write up much, was box out is the key to the game. And we come out, and I think by the first TV timeout, Yurtsman had 4 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, he had 10 rebounds in the first 9 minutes of the game.
Yeah, I don't care what he gets on the defensive end, but when he has 4 offensive rebounds to start the game, that's a problem.
What was the explanation with 6.9 seconds to go and they turned it over?
What happened was the ball was thrown in bounds.
Right.
We intercepted it, or stole it, whatever, and the clock started running when the ball was thrown, and the official caught it, which was good, fortunately for me and for us, at least at the time. We had possession of the ball, so what, and again, I don't blame the official, because he saw the clock and his immediate reaction was to blow the whistle and get the clock right. Then when there became a question about whether or not it was going to be our ball, they would have had to carry me out on a stretcher if we hadn't gotten the ball. But they awarded us the ball and reset the clock just as it should have been. And if he could have waited until we got the ball and then blown the clock, blown it dead to say we got to reset the clock because it started the clock too early, that was what had occurred.
I guess, how much more comfortable, Kevin, did Mike look to tonight with the new mask on?
Entirely differently. It's an entirely different thing, and if you put the 2 masks side by side, you can see why. Because in the other mask, you can't see to the side and you can't see down. You can only see straight ahead, and if you tilt your head, you can see up. In this mask, you can see. It's clear. It's clear, so he can see, and he can see down, he can see up, he can see whatever. And it's completely different, and I knew it would be, but we just didn't have an opportunity to get him fitted. Because he was still so swollen on Saturday that we hadn't had time there wasn't time yet to get the mask properly fitted.
Moving forward here, how much reassurance does that give you, knowing that on a nightly basis you should be able to get something close to the mic that you've had for most of the year?
Well, I mean, it's critical for us to really even have a chance, honestly. And Mike and Jamel have been great for us, and we need those 2 guys, but we can still get more out of Chris and Sheldon, and Cam stepped up tonight and made some shots, but we've got to get as much as we can out of those guys too.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Players will be